Sticking with education now, as approved changes to the Richland 2 dress code. It's going to allow students to have more flexibility with what they're allowed to wear, with updates to disciplinary action as well. Here's News 19's Peyton Lewis.
Jocelyn, Stephanie, and their little sister Jade were out back to school shopping on Tuesday.
I've been looking more at t-shirts and thinking about how I can't wear ripped jeans.
But they said the hunt for clothes can be challenging with everything they have to keep in mind.
Well, it's kind of aggravating because sometimes we have to go through things and it's not even their style. We have to go through the school rules.
Stephanie graduated from a Richland 2 high school in June and says she was constantly reprimanded for her clothing.
After school detention and school detention, I got suspended for about 3 days. Sometimes I had to do community service.
And now her sister Jocelyn,
I like wearing ripped jeans,
is facing similar problems in school as well. The girls hoped that all of this would change at Tuesday night's school board meeting. The board recently changed the language in their dress code to allow for more flexibility and less disciplinary action, but not everyone was in favor of the ideas.
Career, college, and military ready, and this newly proposed policy, in my opinion, does none of that.
Board Chair James Manning says the dress code that was used in the previous school year singled out certain groups of kids.
In the 21-22 school year, Black or African American students, 423 were dress coded, whereas white was 36.
And toward the end of the meeting, the board voted.
Motion passes 4 yes, 3 no.
To change the policy. Students will now be allowed to wear any kind of top as long as the front, back, and sides under the arms are covered. The clothing cannot show offensive words or imaging, cannot be see-through, hide the student's identity, or show the student's abdomen. The clothes all.
And we do apologize for some video difficulties with that report. For a link to the new dress code policy and the Richland 2 Code of Conduct, you can visit our website tonight. That's WLTX.com.
Well, another hot summer day in the capital city. Although we may have started off this morning officially with a low of 73 degrees, we're still higher above average as we reach a high of 95. Right now for Williams-Brice Stadium, we've got partly cloudy skies, 82 degrees, still humid. It feels like 87. Now we've got partly cloudy skies through most of the Midlands, but no rain at all. So in the morning, our forecast will start off with the partly cloudy skies. A low is 73 degrees. Another hot day tomorrow, a high of 94. Heat index could hit about 100, and some of us may see again an isolated afternoon storm. But we got big changes in the forecast, and the biggest one of all is as we head towards the weekend, the dew points drop, and it's going to feel absolutely beautiful. Jared, we'll talk about that forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Right, Chief, thank you so much. While you are out eating at your favorite restaurant, behind the scenes, the kitchen could be costing tens of thousands of dollars. News 19's Nate Stanley has more on how grease traps are causing roadblocks and the ways Columbia is trying to make them a little less expensive.
It's fun, it's exciting, but it's not easy.
The Flying Biscuit in 5 Points has been open for just over a week. John Robert Barth is the owner and operator of the restaurant.
We have been very surprised by the unexpected costs that come about.
He says one of the larger costs when planning his business was grease traps. A grease trap is a plumbing device that separates grease and water collected from a restaurant's kitchen, which helps protect local ecosystems. In development, Bart says the price tag for grease traps was in the range of $40,000. He was able to negotiate and get his landlord to shoulder the cost, but worries how smaller operations with less resources would fare.
You know, maybe someone started a business as like a side hustle, and they're growing it into a brick and mortar business. That is a huge price tag.
According to Columbia City Councilman Joe Taylor, while large operations can foot the bill, many small businesses struggle to get their footing because of heavy grease trap installation fees.
They had to put 2 grease traps in, $75,000 a piece. So I mean, this is not that big a deal for that, but for that small business person, it makes a huge difference. I think this is the one thing that catches a lot of small businesses by surprise.
On Tuesday, Columbia's Economic and Community Development Committee discussed a proposed rebate option for small businesses. The program would pay for 50% of the cost for grease traps, up to $10,000. Councilmember Tina Herbert adds that educating new business owners is also important.
So many people who would buy properties, thinking they were gonna have a restaurant with a kitchen and stuff that was there. And then when they realized they needed a grease trap, they had already spent all of their money, and they literally had to change the purpose of their building and just start catering, so.
The committee agreed to create a final draft that would be voted on during their meeting in September before passing it along to City Council. Reporting in Columbia, Nate Stanley, News 19 WLTX.
Well, today the committee also previewed a development action plan that would aim to promote businesses in Columbia while attracting outside businesses to the capital city. Updates on that proposal will be discussed during the meeting coming up in September.